Hi folks, hopefully I am live. I just need a bit of more time to check whether all is good or not. I'm going to stream it with a streaming app, so please bear with me, give me a sec. So today's topic Alright, am I live on YouTube? Okay, I'm live on YouTube. Alright, so we are going to talk about something very, very interesting and exciting today. Okay, identities. I will start with presenting you a very interesting theory on the origin of our intellectual, on the origin of reason, I'd say, yeah, and our intellectual reasoning, yeah, let's call it that way, like how it all, where does it start from, yeah. All right. So I'm not live on YouTube. I don't know why. But it says I am live. But on the other hand, it doesn't show. I just want to know why and how to fix it. Okay, so please bear with me. So this theory comes from the world of yoga and other Indian philosophies. When I say Indian, I don't mean only like Hindu. I don't mean just religion. Yeah. In Indian Peninsula, yeah, they have many interesting theories and worldviews, like different schools of thought. Okay, so okay, I'm sharing my screen, so I am going to draw on my screen. All right, so I'll open, let's open probably, sorry, someone is calling me. Ayo. En zeytun of bitsaneyiz. Zeytun. All right, yes, PowerPoint will do. So there is an interesting school of thought called Samkhya. So we're going to discover this, and apart from like Samkhya, we have yoga, yes, which is also a school of thought. So we're going to discover their perspectives. Yes, this theory is used especially in yoga, but not exclusively, okay, in the school of yoga in the East. So we divide the brain, well, not the physical brain, the mind, yeah, I'd better use the word mind, into four main components. Okay, so I'm going to present it to you in the shape of circles. Okay, Sadhguru speaks about this. There is Swami Rama, yes, another teacher from the previous century who spoke about this as well. So this first, the smallest, the innermost circle represents our intellect. All right, let's have it here. In Sanskrit they call it buddhi or intellect, yeah. So our buddhi or our intellect is this voice that speaks, yes, in our mind, this voice which makes some reasonings, the voice that tells us A plus B equals C, or like if X, if let's say X, yeah, then Y, let's say. If I do this, then I will get that, yes? So these are our reasonings. If you don't vote Trump, then you will go to hell. Just an example, okay, of, in a half joking way, but some of his supporters most probably think so. So, I mean, this is the voice, yes, that makes reasonings, and everyone has their intellect. Like, this is why some people are like, well, don't you get it? It's so simple, can't you see? Yes, and they are surprised. We genuinely are surprised that people sometimes do not understand our way of thinking, yeah, our line of thought. They're like, well, it's so obvious. Why can't you see it? Yeah, because we all have our own intellectual reasoning. Yes, our own buddhi. This X and this Y, they actually depend on some other factors. This is why I love this theory, because it gives very interesting explanations. Okay, so our buddhi strongly depends on our, now we're going to use a second circle, okay, here it is, let's move it backwards, window pack, okay, and let's change the color so that it's different, okay. All right, so this second circle, we call it, all right, let's see, ahamkara. Ahamkara, well, aham in Sanskrit means I, yeah, aham, it's like I, me. Kara is making, yeah, action. Ahamkara, like this maker of self, yes, this this program, identity, we could call it identity, sometimes people call it ego. For instance, Sadhguru mentions that ego is not the best term to use. We can think of it as some software in our mind that creates this sense of identity. Yes, I am, not just I am, but very often I am this, I am that. Yes, I am X. Yeah, I am, or more often I am and something else. Yes, I am, let's have another X. I'm a teacher, I'm a mother, I am Christian, etc., etc. Yeah, so very often there is an X next to it. So this is a very interesting theory because it helps us understand why and how our thinking may differ on all sorts of topics. Like, you know, we can have any type of statement. Let's say tolerance is great. You can replace the term tolerance with acceptance or any other term of your choice. Yes, something, whatever. X is great. So some people will say, yeah, that's great. Yes, we need to be tolerant or accepting. We need to be open, yeah, multicultural, etc. On the other hand, there will be people who will be like, what do you mean tolerance is terrible? Like, only Russians should feel good in Russia, only Armenians should be allowed to live in Armenia, yeah, only Republicans should feel great in the US, yeah, for instance, or there should be only the way of the Democrat, for instance, yeah. It's not just left wing and right wing, yeah. this refers to everyone. Yeah. So when I have a given sense of identity or self, actually my reasoning, yes, all my arguments are born from this sense of identity. Yeah, this is why our buddhis or our intellects differ. This is why there is no one single line of logic. Yes, uh, a line of logic with which everyone agrees. Yes. So this is a very valuable theory from that perspective. Also in terms of like politics and political life. Yes, for instance, Republicans and Democrats, or conservative forces and like liberal forces. We take the same issue, they have different stances. Yes, a very different stance on the same issue, because they have a very different sense of identity. Yes. And actually we often have numerous identities. Yeah, I spoke of this in the previous lesson, so I won't go into this now. Okay. There's actually a third circle, or a third, let's use the word cover. Yes, something that covers these two, something in which these two are. Yes. Okay, send to back. All right. So now I'm going to change the color of this one. Let's pick orange. Okay. So this third level is called, give me a sec. Okay. This one is called manas. Manas. Sometimes they translate this term as mind. Swami Rama also uses this term factory. Yeah. So here it is. Okay. It's just we can think of this also as a pool of memory and experience, like what we did throughout our life. Yeah. What we have experienced, what we've seen. So this is cover or a sheet of experiences that we have. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to give you a very simple example. Okay. Someone can be like, stray dogs should be neutralized or banned. Yeah. So some people, yes, in their buddhi, in their intellect, they may have this idea that a stray dog is dangerous, thus all the stray dogs should be neutralized or banned, or we shouldn't see them. Yes. This is his reasoning. Yeah, if I try to translate it like, stray dogs are potentially dangerous, so we should remove all of them. Yes, yes. So in the beginning we have some x, yes, blah blah blah. That's why we have some y, yes, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is a reasoning. Yeah, of course some people, especially animal lovers, will not agree with this. They will be like, well, human beings are potentially dangerous too. Human beings kill other human beings, they attack other human beings, so should we also empty the cities from human beings? Yeah. So we see that already. Yeah, this intellectual reasoning, yes, can differ from person to person, and this actually depends on his self of identity, and his identity comes from his memory, yes, or his factory. Maybe, for instance, maybe he was bitten by a dog, yeah, the person who hates dogs and is afraid of dogs, yes. Maybe some people scared him with dogs, yeah, or maybe there was this speciesism, yes, around this guy when he was little. So he grew up with this sense of maybe supremacy, that I am better than other forms of life, yeah. So he hates dogs. So his intellect, his reasoning comes from his self of identity, and his identity is shaped, yes, is forged on the basis of his experiences, memories, on all the things that he experienced with his five senses. And when we think of this, actually, identity and memory, they work in a very interesting way together. Sometimes identity hinders us in getting new perspectives. Yes, when we see something new, we're like, oh no, it's wrong, or it's not good because blah blah blah. Yes, so there is an interesting interaction between the three, and especially between the sense of identity and between our memory. When I speak of memory, I mean not only everything that we gather with our five senses, yes, but also there could be some, let's call it natural inclinations. So first we have all our five senses, yes, sight, yes, hearing, sight or seeing, hearing, touching, yes, tasting, and smelling. Yeah, we have our five senses, and we have our, let's call it biology. Yes, well, I'll add plus biology. For instance, this interesting topic of sexual orientation. Is it nature or nurture? Yes, are you born with it or you acquire it? Yeah, this is a very interesting nature slash nurture. Yes, there is this interesting debate whether it's you are born with it or you get it. Okay. So there can be some instances where it's not just stuff you gather with your five senses. It's sometimes, people experience cold in different ways depending on what part of the planet they are born. Yeah. And there are very interesting things, yes, related to our biology, related to how we experience things, okay? So this is it. Actually, there is this fourth level of, there's fourth cover, which covers everything, or through which everything is born in this theory. So I won't create the fourth circle, okay? I'm going to use the background. Yes, our background, like this white background, will be what is called chit. Chit, or well, we can call it consciousness. We can call it well, in science they sometimes call it field, or quantum field, maybe. They sometimes use the word intelligence, yeah, as a very general term, intelligence. Yeah. So let me make it bigger so that it's seen. Okay. Intelligence. So chit. Yes, this is our fourth component of this system. So all of this, yes, is made of chit. Yeah, we can think of it that way. Sometimes this system is not represented in this way. Yeah, this is my way of understanding and interpreting it. Sometimes they use one circle. For instance, Swami Rama used one circle and he just divided it into 4 components. Yes, and he was like, well, on the left side we have manas, on the right side we have ahamkara, etc., etc. Okay, so this is kind of subjective. Sadhguru has an article on this. Okay, you can just Google it. If you write maybe components of mind, parts of mind, Sadhguru, yeah, you will be able to find this. So sometimes this is how it's represented. Yes, buddhi, ahamkara, manas, chit. Okay, so let me bolden those up. And this one. Okay, all right. So this is our first theory. This one is valuable because it allows us understand the differences, like where our intellect, where does this speaking voice, the voice of reason, come from? Yeah, this is a non-Western perspective. Well, maybe Western philosophy will agree with some of this or with much of this. The fact that our memories affect our identities, how we feel, how we think, yeah? Or our intellect strongly depends on our identity. This is very interesting. And in terms of politics, like this theory helps us understand understand why some political schools won't change their stance on specific topics. For instance, abortion. Yeah, like Republicans oppose abortion. They're like, well, the fetus is a human being, it has rights. On the other hand, they're like, well, once the kid is born, the parents should be on their own. There shouldn't be like any subsidies, any support, etc., etc. Yeah. So there can be some discrepancies. Yes, there can be some contradictions because on one subject, this political school is like blah, 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 blah. On the other subject, they say something completely different. Yes, this shows that intellect is not purely independent. Yeah, I like this theory because I think it helps us understand that our intellect, our line of thinking, yeah, is not purely independent as we prefer to think of it. Yes, especially in the Western Hemisphere, it's a special type of thinking that intellect is superior to everything. If I can prove that A plus B equals C, then this is a universal truth. Yeah. Well, if you use the Latin alphabet, A plus B equals C, yeah, for instance. Of course it can work. However, it's yet another invention, yes, created by your intellect, by your reason, yeah. However, we can use, in some cases, A plus B can be equal to, let's see, the D, yes. Or if we take another alphabet, let's pick the Armenian one. A, yes, this is the first letter A, plus B, this is the second letter. The third letter will be equals G, A, B, G. Instead of C, we have G, yeah, as the third letter, A, B, G. So our intellect strongly depends on some other factors. It's contextual, yes? Our reasoning is contextual. Okay, let me write that down. Our reasoning is contextual for all the human beings. Yes, it depends on our self of identity, which we are given, yes, as we discussed, by others if it's conceptual identity created by thoughts. Yes, you are American, you are Christian, you are this, you are that. Yes, if someone tells you that, if you have to read it, yes, if you have to hear it, then it's conceptual. It's created by with some concepts. It's not existential. We discussed this in our previous lesson as well. Okay, so I love this theory for that very much. Okay, now I'll move on to the second part of this lesson. Okay, I'm going to present to you my own theory, which I call the theory of verbization. Well, no, sorry, of Nounizing. I'm just creating a new word here. Okay, so the root is noun. Yes, nouns is who or what, and nounizing, or making into a noun. Yes, making verbs in, or turning verbs. Yes, turning verbs into nouns. Turning verbs into nouns. This is the theory of nounizing. Okay, some funny word in here. Okay, so I tried to understand why people change when they acquire some power. Yes, in terms of Armenian politics, for instance, our current prime minister, Nikol Pashinyan, was a very ardent supporter of Nikol Pashinyan. Let me show you the guy. He was, you know, more Western, let's call him that. I mean, he was more liberal. He was more like, you know, in Norway they do it like this. In, let's say, Sweden, it's like that. We should be more simple. We shouldn't spend too much money on, you know, politicians, on their expensive cars, blah, blah, blah. He even said that maybe we should leave this Russian led union, yes, which was created by Russian economic union. I don't even know what it's called. Eurasian something. Yeah, this is it. Eurasian Economic Union. So Nikol Pashinyan, prior to becoming a prime minister, he was like, well, Armenia does not benefit from this union, and actually the war that we've gone through in 2020 proved that point, that Armenia does not benefit from this union. Yeah. So, however, after the revolution in 2018, Pashinyan changed his verbiage. He says something totally different. Yeah, it's Russia, it's Belarus, Armenia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan. Yeah, a very sad place, if you ask me, and a very sad company of dictators, right? So, and Armenia is part of this. And there is a lot of geopolitical tension. Russia now is like, well, Ukraine and Georgia shouldn't become part of members of NATO, or else we'll start a third world war. Blah blah blah. So it's very sad. So why do people change when they acquire power? Here's another example, and I'll stop here. Okay, this guy, Alen Simonyan, he's the president of parliament in Armenia. He was very different even 2 years ago, like a couple of years ago. He was very different. He entered the building of the city hall with a journalist wearing shorts, if we can find it. I'm not sure. Maybe in Russian, I don't know. Let's give it a try. And now, Alen Simonyan, the Shortach. Yeah, but now he's like totally different. He's like, you know, one of the things he did recently, he stole the chairs away from the journalists in the building of the National Assembly, because he said that those journalists didn't respect him enough when he was walking down the corridor of that building, right? So that was something very stupid and very dangerous also. So he's growing into a totally different person, yeah? And this regime, this government, which was pro liberty, pro liberal values, let's call it that, they now they criminalized. They criminalized. I don't know. I don't think it's just swearing. The article says something like causing verbal damage. I'm not translating it literally. Causing verbal damage to the official, yes, while he's at work, or causing verbal damage to any citizen, yes. And this is the mayor, the former mayor of Yerevan. There was this feud between the two. The mayor actually said that some very high-ranking officials, maybe Alain Simonian was among them, no names were given, but Alain reacted to what the mayor said in a very strong way. The mayor said, like, those people, from the ruling party, they approached me. They wanted me to approve of their boutiques. They wanted to build new shops in the city center. I rejected it. This is why the leading party doesn't like me. This is what Heiko, as we call him, the former mayor of Yerevan, said. And Alain reacted in a very, I'd say, stupid way. He was like, I resent it, and he went into a very personal place, like he targeted Heiko. He started using ad hominem, as we call them, ad hominem. In English, we use this Latin term, ad hominem. Yes, homo is the human in Latin. Ad hominem is like targeting the human being. Instead of talking about, the problem itself, Alain Simonian started just insulting the mayor, giving him bad names. You are miserable, you are nothing, blah, blah, blah. So that was very strange. Probably the mayor, I don't know, hit home. The mayor maybe was approached by Alain or, his family members. I don't know. But the fact is that, for instance, the brother of Alain Simonian is involved in business. He gets some, also some jobs, yes, coming from the government. So there is this crony capitalism, yes, crony capitalism. Crony meaning pal or friend, yes. It's this economic system when you give some job or some opportunity to someone based on the fact that he's your crony, he's your good friend, he's your school mate, yeah. The shit that happens in many post-Soviet republics, and not only in post-Soviet republics, of course, this problem is kind of widespread, okay? So now let's go to this theory of nounizing. So I was trying to analyze this problem and understand, why does this phenomenon happen? Why do people change in very radical ways when they acquire power? Yes. So my theory is, in their minds, people start to make new identities for themselves, okay? These can help us understand this phenomenon. For instance, instead of thinking, I am the same old Alain, yes, who does a new job, yes, So instead of using verbs, yes, it's an action. Being the president of the parliament is not a noun. Yes, it's a verb. To preside. Yes, you have to preside. You have to manage. You have to govern. Yeah, it's about doing something. So instead of thinking it this way, I am this same old Alain guy who does something new. In his mind, I think some people go like, okay, let me make it bigger. Okay, I am a different Alain now. Yes, so there is a new ring that bells when the name Alain Simonian is pronounced. Yeah, this is why I think he requires new Kazakh, Kazakhstan type of respect for his persona. When he walks down the corridor, the journalist should maybe bow to him or should sit straight as school children, which is terrible, of course. So my theory of nounizing, I think maybe may contribute to understanding this interesting phenomenon, why people change. And the problem is that our language doesn't, our political language and verbiage and jargons, they contribute to this problem. They support it. For instance, president, yeah, a president. Let's use for as a profession. Interestingly, people sometimes also don't use this article, yes, because president is beyond, yes, this indefiniteness, beyond the indefinite article. So already we have a noun, who, the president or a president, yes. However, if we go deep, maybe this ent, yes, shows action. Like, for instance, in modern English, we have attendant, yes, this ant. It's a doer, yes. If we try to analyze this ent ending, doer, yes, someone who does something. Okay, let me make it big. So the root is some form of verb. However, we turned that verb into a noun. So instead of doing this presiding, I am now a president. I am the president. We turn verbs into nouns. And when we do that, yes, we mess with our ahamkara. We mess with our sense of identity. Yes, we create new layers of identity. Okay, so this, I think, is why Alain Simonian changed. This is why Nikol Pashinyan changed. Putin, Lukashenko, sometimes it's actually their true colors that we see. Yeah, sometimes it's the same person, but on the other hand, sometimes people really change. Yes. So this is that theory of nounizing. Yes, it's also I think it's first and foremost a psychological phenomenon. So every politician, every individual should be aware of this interesting phenomenon and should work on some antidotes. Yes, some mechanisms to protect him from this danger. Yeah, because externally sometimes it's not visible. Yeah. So probably that's it for today's lesson. Yeah. If you have questions or suggestions, you're free. You can comment. In case if you're watching this live on some of my channels, because I'm cross-posting to many channels on YouTube, I am not doing that regularly. So my main page is English for Growth. Yes, if you type this, let me show you guys that on Facebook. I'm doing this course on politics in the context of my teaching profession. Yeah, so the main idea here is to help you improve your English. Yes, because one of my main occupations is teaching English. I also teach French, beginner Hebrew, and Armenian, as well as a number of other courses. So English for Growth. Yeah, this is the page, and you can just write facebook.com ing to grow. Yes, let me copy this for you. Copy, make it big so that it's visible. So this is the address to my main channel on Facebook if you'd like to watch the previous and the next lessons as well. Yeah, ing to grow. There it is. If you just type it like this, facebook.com ing to grow. Also, maybe you don't know this, but if you type fb.me/ing to grow, it should work as well. Yes, Facebook has this interesting way of working with the links. So fb.me. Let me give it a try right now. We'll see, and I'll just open a new tab. Okay, I'll paste it here. Let's paste it and let's see whether it works. It should work. I think yes, it does. Yeah, so fb.me/ing to grow. This is my main channel. Also, for those of you who speak Armenian, I invite you to join my regional educational project, which is called Ekam Origo. Ekam is a Sanskrit word meaning one or single. Yes, Ekam. And origo is a Latin word meaning origin. So Ekam Origo literally means one origin. So this is a regional educational project. The website is www.ekamorigo.org. Yeah. So this is a regional project. Let me open the website for you. ekamorigo.org. I'm trying to contribute to peace peace in South Caucasus. Yes, between the three South Caucasus republics: Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan. This is the logo that I've created for my initiative. Yes, Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Yeah. So for now, we only have courses in Armenian on the website. Yeah, so if you speak Armenian, you're welcome. Self-knowledge, meditation, sexuality, English, politics, French. Yes, and also a very interesting Sanskrit text called Isha Upanishad. Okay? However, I invite also fellow teachers, activists, if you'd like to, co-create some courses and content in English, in Russian, you're most welcome. Okay, and I'm going to work on making this project truly regional, so that it is available on at least 2 languages like Russian and English. Yes, so apart from Armenian, we could have Russian and English. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you very much. If you have questions, you're very welcome to ask them away. Okay, see you next time.